The family of Brandon Boyd, who was killed in a standoff with Long Beach police, is demanding the body camera video in that incident be released.
They claim officers escalated what had been a call for mental health assistance. McCullough Medina covers Long Beach for us, and he's at the spot where that shooting happened. Mac.
Robert and Aaliyah, we're just now hearing from Long Beach police. They're saying this incident is under a multiple level review. They also say the district attorney is reviewing it as well, which is standard when it comes to an officer-involved shooting. This is where it happened, in front of the church here in North Long Beach. The family of Brandon Boyd say he was the one that actually called police looking for help.
He never imagined they would slaughter him in front of the church that he grew up in.
Brandon Boyd's sisters are demanding transparency on how Long Beach police handled their brother's call for help on November 19th.
He was peaceful and in need of help. Despite this, the police decided to escalate the situation by deploying a flash grenade, a violent and unnecessary act that led to the fatal shooting of my big brother.
In a statement, Long Beach police say they are, quote, committed to transparency, saying officers responded to a text to 911 about a man with a gun in front of a church. Upon arrival, officers located that man, who stated he was the one who sent the message. After engaging with Boyd in a standoff for 2.5 hours, which included SWAT and hostage teams as well as mental evaluation teams, police said Boyd revealed a firearm. The statement goes on to say that in an effort to separate the suspect from the firearm, officers deployed less lethal foam projectiles and a flashbang as a diversionary tactic. The suspect pointed the firearm at officers, resulted in an exchange of gunfire between officers and the suspect. This was the police chief the night it happened.
They tried to do everything they could to resolve this situation safely.
Trained mental health professionals were on the scene but never engaged my brother. I don't care what that policeman went on the TV and said.
The sisters say the mental health team stayed in their cars during the standoff. The family pleaded with police to let them talk to Boyd to de-escalate the situation themselves. Officers kept them back. After the shots were fired, the sisters say they tried to get to Boyd but were dragged away.
It did not have to happen this way.
Police say in that statement 3 suspects entered the crime scene and refused to comply with officers' commands. 2 were arrested for obstructing a police officer. Another was arrested for obstruction and battery. The sisters are asking that those charges be dropped. They're also asking that the officers involved be charged with the crime because of this shooting. As I mentioned, police saying this is all under review right now by their agency as well as the district attorney's office. Meantime, we are expecting to see that video. They say they are going to release it soon. They're obligated under state law to release any body-worn video by officers within 45 days of an incident. We're live in Long Beach. I'm McCullough Medina, NBC 4 News.
I'm Trailhand Bill, reporting live from South Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in traffic. I do apologize for that road background noise. Some people like that white noise. It doesn't really go well with the video sometimes. I don't like it myself, so. The video is over. If that's all you want to see, there will be nothing but my opinion from this point forward. I cannot remember how old this gentleman is, but rest in peace to Brandon, man. The reason I tell you the video is over, I usually put these together, I'm sorry, is because if your ass want to leave, please get the hell on, man, because I don't be knowing what mood I'm going to be in when y'all be making them silly ass comments that I'm talking too much. You just some entitled motherfuckers, fam. I mean, it'd be one thing, never mind, I ain't going to go into that. Get your ass on or just stay in here what the hell I'm about to say, because that's all that's going to happen for the rest of this video. The American government, man, I ain't no conspiracy theory person. I ain't with that shit. I just describe what's in front of me. The American government is despicable, man. Just imagine you created a world where people, I mean, and these worlds exist, right? And you know what the American government calls them? Despicable. Literally. But imagine you created a world where people could, through whatever terms you set, join an organization where they get to enter a society where they could just do whatever they wanted to children over and over again. I mean, literally whatever they wanted to children over and over again with no penalty whatsoever. On any level, no penalty whatsoever. Imagine you created that world, it exists, and it was operating right now. Because in underground, these worlds do exist. And once again, the American government calls them despicable. But the irony is that the American government is that world, and it has also created little pockets of those worlds for us to live in, us as Americans. And not only are people who have joined their fraternity, their organization, through whatever rules they set, not only are those people free from penalty, they roam amongst us every day. This ain't nothing. I need no conspiracy. All I have to do is describe what we're commonly seeing as the American government operates among, and in their minds at least, over us on a daily basis, man. I just got back in town. Some of you know this. You were following my little documentation as I was out of town and I was back in town. And I really was thinking about taking a couple of days off, period, making videos. But I said, nah, it's not really who I am. I have kind of like a program and I want to just go ahead and stick to it. So I said, I'm not going to search this time. I got it. One of my files is called Next. I said, I'm going to pick the first one in Next. I know me. I'll search for 3 hours. I wasn't going to do that. I didn't pick the first one, but I picked this one, not knowing what the hell was going to happen. I want to say this one more time. Rest in peace to Brandon. I read the print article first, and when it got to the point where they said there was a 911 text about a man on the church step with a gun, I knew in my untrained civilian non-law enforcement mind that man sent that damn. I asked God. When I read that in the print article, there was a 911 text about a man on the church steps with a gun. I said, the man who's sitting on the damn, if you go over there and it's a man on the church step with a gun, his ass sent the text. So it's letting you know when you arrive at that damn scene, if he ain't popping off immediately, if he's not popping off immediately, in a sense that would be, not in no damn sense, it would be an ambush of sorts. If that's not happening, you should in my non-law enforcement, untrained civilian as mine, I know I'm dealing with the mental health crisis here. I'm talking about crisis on the highest freaking level. Homie talking about you got a gun. Well, I don't get no doubt. I said this before in my videos. People with real life mental health problems, it seemed Brandon was one of them. Your ass don't get no pass for having violent weapons and being violent. I ain't just gonna let you do nothing to me or nobody else who's innocent because your ass got real God-given mental health problems. We're not doing that. Because people with mental health problems have literally killed people and done other violence, and they legitimately have mental health problems. And they terrorize humanity as much as anybody else. So where's the fine line? I know you may not be in total control of what's going on in your ass right now, mind, body, and soul. But because of that, the answer is there. I used to tell people I love problems. Now, obviously, I don't love problems, but what problems do is they point you in the direction of what you need, which is solutions. So if I can identify the problem, then praise God. The problem is when two things. You can't identify the problem or you don't want to deal with it. But as long as we can identify the problem, then most of that can be, no matter how difficult the task at hand may be, it can be thought through and prayed through and worked through and accomplished. And then we just move on, celebrate the victory, and move on to the next mountain to climb, right? So if I know this dude ain't, there's a 911 text, dude on church with a gun. Okay, I get to the scene, there's a dude right there with a gun. Cool. He's not shooting, he's there. As a matter of fact, they said, the text said a guy got a gun, but you heard what the statement from the police said, which I want to let you know now, I don't believe none of that shit. Shout out to them sisters. 0% of what even what they got right, I don't believe. I had to hear from somebody else. That's just what it is in this story. And if you follow me, you know I don't always approach these situations like this. But y'all arrive, y'all see the dude. But the statement y'all release say that he pulled out the gun during the conversation, negotiation, or whatever. But in the print article, was it beside him like the print article say? Either way, he ain't popping off. So you got to take the situation seriously. But how in my non-law enforcement, untrained civilian mind am I recognizing the crisis? And probably everybody else there is too, but y'all ain't. So now we got two answers. Can't let you hurt nobody, big dog, including yourself. And we ain't here to hurt you. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure everybody take their ass home in this situation. And that is where these sisters come in. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This is why I'm Trailhand Bill. I don't mean to disrespect or insult anybody, but I ain't politically correct or for damn. I respect everybody's respectful opinion, even if it's communicated in ways that I may not prefer. That don't mean their ass ain't right, or they don't have a right to express themselves, and I don't give a damn about nobody who get mad how I express myself. I set you up so I can say what the hell I'm about to say. Usually I tell women, shut the hell up. Don't nobody want to hear that crying shit. Don't nobody want to hear that mourning shit. Don't nobody want to hear none of that what we gonna do shit. Because 90% of y'all ass ain't gonna do a damn thing but cry, mourn, and whine. So shut the hell up. I don't want to hear that. And some of the men that y'all raised too, because they act just like y'all. That's not what happened in this situation. Shorty them was on go. From the word go. So when, I'm glad I'm addressing this, when these cops say 2 suspects or whatever the hell, however they described it, like she's, man, I don't give no damn what he said in that police report. This is what really happened at the scene. So when the cops say they entered the crime scene, motherfucker, it wasn't no crime scene till y'all arrived, you motherfucking murderous criminals. Go and look at that live I just did in Georgia when them cops try to bully me down there in Georgia. If I didn't look that cop in the face and call him a murdering MF, boy, God ain't real. And y'all know how I feel about that. And then he looked at me like he was gonna do something about it, and I repeated it. Why did I say that? Because look what story I come home to unknowingly. I didn't have to hear about this to know this, who these murdering motherfuckers are. That's why I looked that coward in the face while his 2 partners were standing right there and called him a murderer. I don't break laws, coward. That's what y'all do, you murdering motherfucker. What I'm doing now? I know the penny. Tell me what the penny called. You murdering motherfucker. What I'm doing right now? Murdering motherfucker twice. Not because I'm some courageous ass hero or I'm bold or I'm bulletproof and can't die. I describe what's in front of me. I say that all the damn time. And I come back to real, dead, innocent American body proof. And Shorty them was with all of it. They wasn't entering no damn crime scene, boy. You lucky, yo. That's all they did. They was trying to save their brother, which they should have been. And if you ain't that type of man or woman, get your ass out the way. We don't need y'all video record, marching after people dead already, asses in the way. We out here to disrupt the bullshit, not to break no damn laws. Y'all ain't finna murder no damn body out here. You done shot them folk brother dead. You think they just finna stand there? You know why? Because that's what too many of Americans do. Just stand there after they murder not only innocent Americans you don't know, but even Americans that you love. You will stand there with their ass. Ain't gonna be no standing there. You ain't finna murder shit over here. Unless God make me stand there. Now, like I say, I'm as human as anybody else. It ain't me or regular Americans who forget that. It's these damn cops and they supporters. Done killed this damn man when he clearly, and then y'all, in the print article, it didn't say nothing about all these extra people on the scene. It said 4 cops, but now they saying they had mental, and the sisters verified they were there. So why, Shorty ain't lying when she say they ain't get out the car. What the fuck she got to lie about? She not lying when she said the cops wouldn't let them go talk to her brother. What the fuck she got to lie about? Why wouldn't you heartless motherfuckers let the sisters there, if they there, and I can tell by her energy in the video, they with all of that, they don't go about everything, including making sure that this situation is resolved peacefully. They didn't want y'all to murder their brother. They didn't want their brother to do nothing with this alleged weapon. The only reason I believe that, I don't believe none of the cops said, only reason I believe that there was a gun involved on homie part, because his sister and them didn't refute it when they ain't holding them back. Shorty them said what the hell they wanted to say. Y'all killed my big brother. She didn't say y'all killed my brother. She said y'all killed my big brother. That's not just relationship there. That's just not kinship. That's just not we got the same blood. I probably shouldn't have drove over that shit, man. It looked like part of the damn electric line hanging down. But nah, that's not none of that. I'm thinking I'm still on live and y'all couldn't see that. I ain't even gonna get into that. She said my big brother. That's ties right there, man. You think Shorty and them weren't trying to resolve that situation peacefully? This is a daddy. He got 6 children. They ain't got to explain that to that man's children. It's on the internet now. They live there forever. They gonna see it themselves. What kind of lie y'all gonna come up with? How y'all gonna doctor and edit and redact that body cam footage? When we gonna get, see, and this is the thing I say, I was thinking when I got to the video, because remember I said the print article didn't mention anything about these mental health professionals, because that's what needs to happen at all of these scenes. It just said 4 cops. But were they civilian? Because that's what we need. We don't need y'all homeboys. We don't need y'all homegirls. Because that's just some cops. The YSL trial just concluded. Man, if you don't know about it, I'm sorry, I cannot spend a lot of time in this video. Georgia just put on the most politically incorrect bullshit we've ever seen. And after a year and a half, probably more, I think 2 years them guys been in jail. The trial just concluded with all night, well, some of them dudes played out, but the trial just concluded with the final 2 main defendants being found, one of them being found completely not guilty of every RICO crime that Georgia charged them with, and the other one just got convicted of felon in possession of a firearm. He got 10-year sentence because it was mandatory the judge sentenced him that, but the judge, she had the decision-making powers to say how much of that 2 years would be confined and how much of it would be on parole. So she gave him 2 years a sentence, time served, and the rest to be served on paper. Now, the reason I bring that story up is because you would have had to watch this trial to see it is so insulting how they played with those guys, whether they were guilty or not. That's not mine to call. The jury of our peers, fellow Americans, just found them not guilty. I'm talking about all the way not guilty. All the way. They had like 1 billion charges. The jury found them 2 years worth of trial. The jury found them not guilty, all of them. The jury, Americans saw it, and there was just no way, even if those guys were guilty, the way the American government, the state of Georgia, Fannie Willis and her criminal thugs put that case on, bro, it's no way in hell we could find these guys guilty. So how that relates to this story, one part of what they did was they brought experts in. This was expert witnesses to say, we are experts in these in this instance, and that's how we can tell you these guys did this, they were doing this, they were doing this. But their qualifications to being experts were they went to a training academy. The training academy was literally, you can't make this up. These trials are on YouTube, you can go see it. The training academy that they went to be certified experts was ran literally by one of them. So one of them ran it. Some of them were the teachers. They would, I guess, take turns being students or whatever. Then they would come back and say, all right, now we experts. Literally grading their own homework and then bringing it into court and saying, this is how we know what the hell we're talking about. One of the detectives got on the stand. I can't make this up, guys. One of the detectives got on the stand and said he is a gang expert. His qualifications were this right here. He grew up next to a corner store and he watched old hood movies. Listen, I'm Trailhand Bill. I don't exaggerate and lie to make points. This is on the internet. You can go find it. If I cared to, out of all those zillion years worth of that trial, I would go back and clip it and put it in here. And no way in hell I'm wasting my time like this. Let's get back to the story. Them sisters said they want the body cam footage. How y'all gonna get away with this one, babe? And I know it's a very redundant question. Y'all gonna hide it under political bullshit. When I just told you that's how that gang expert qualified himself as an expert on the stand in court in front of the world because the trial was streaming live, the judge said the qualifications are enough. The sitting judge. It's not a cockroach problem. It's not these cops that walk the street and that murder Brandon Price. It's an American government problem because the American government is why they can do things like this. Everything about this situation was wrong. Back to the mental health professionals. Y'all sat in the car. Ain't no way in hell. I don't think those sisters were lying. Now, what I will say, and I don't mean to be insulting here, sometimes some of us get in our emotions and exaggerate things. So I'm going to take their word for it. But I once again, so we need an investigation into that entire scene, and I don't care nothing. I heard what the police said. I say the DA, I don't get no fuck about none of that. Like I say, if you believe that, your ass eat cereal with milk, with lake water, you know what I mean, for milk. That's your silly ass. No. We need, and this is why they always want to do away with civilian and independent investigation agencies, because they ain't gonna be able to spin it with bullshit. What I think happened here, if these were mental health counselors and they were civilian and independent from law enforcement and government, which I highly doubt, they were back the bluers. They were blue liners. Because if you really care in a situation like that, your ass would have been right there with those sisters. And you were forced to sit in that car, your ass would have been right there with those sisters on camera saying, no, we were on the scene and law enforcement refused to let us engage the victim here. Because that's what it was. Wasn't no damn suspect. But y'all, I don't know. Maybe I missed that interview because this is the first one I watched of this story and there's a separate one where y'all are. Let's hope that's the case. Let's hope y'all were really trained mental health professionals and y'all were actively trying to get to that victim, to get to Brandon and law enforcement like they clown asses be doing, rather it be violent and murders with the American public wouldn't allow y'all to. Because other than that, I don't want to hear your bullshit. And when we get these things, we don't need police partner mental health professionals. We need civilian agencies, people who care. People who are going to tell us when everything is said and done and y'all done fucked up again and murdered somebody like them sisters said. Y'all four asses should not be under investigation from anywhere but jail cells, motherfucker, or out on bond. We don't get nothing damn about y'all investigation. We want to invest. We want our investigation into this shit. And until that investigation is concluded, y'all murdering motherfuckers is guilty again. And so finally, I know it's something I forgot, but it is what it is. I'll think about it later, maybe. But finally, man, my heart goes out obviously to the children, man, in this situation. And my prayers are for all of Brandon's loved ones and all of the Brandons out there in America and throughout the world who are terrorized by people they should never be terrorized by, because that's just not how God created us. But I definitely have to highlight these sisters, man. Obviously, this situation should have gone on however long it took to make sure that nobody was harmed in this situation. No, however long it took, it should have went on that long. Definitely should not have ended in the murder of another American. I have to highlight these sisters, man, because they did what I don't see too often in these damn situations. And I'm going to say it. And I'm not condemning or judging anybody. I'm just telling the truth, Americans and people who are listening to my voice. Too many times, be it father, be it mother, be it brother, be it sister, be it best friend, these powers that be do this to us. And we stand there screaming and yelling. And then afterwards, we will march. We will show up any damn where with our picket signs and our voices. And I'm not a provocateur or advocate of senseless violence. But there is no violence less senseless than defending yourselves and or vulnerable or innocent people. That's not violence. We know what that is. And because the people or persons that you have to defend yourself from are some member of American government or wherever you're from, that doesn't make your self-defense a crime and their violence lawful or humane. And I think some of us do that because we are stricken with an amount of cowardice, and some of us do that because we are stricken with programming. And it is not a fearless thing to do, to stand up and do something like these sisters did in this situation. But I think, and this is my estimation, I think as a Christian man, it is the most humane thing you can do. You're not going to murder someone I love while I stand here. And I guarantee you they didn't know that situation was going to unfold like that, because just like they said, the cops panicked like the cowards they are and used those military weapons. And then that man, I guess the way the sisters didn't refute this, so this could be true, maybe if not in every detail that the cops are giving us, he got his gun and began to defend himself like he had every right to against an unwarranted threat. And the cops use that, their attack. That's America's tactic. I've watched them do that to other countries. We go over there and exploit them, attack them, or terrorize them. And then when they defend themselves, even if it's coming over here, and I'm not saying any innocent Americans should suffer from this, but if we go over there and murder their men, women, and children, and then we call ourselves heroes, and then when they attack back and come over here and do the same to us, we call them terrorists. No, American, specifically the government, you guys are the terrorists, even to your own citizens. That's why Brandon is no longer with us. And I just wish less of us were backing the blue and more humane in our thinking. Less of us were stricken with cowardice and more humane in our thinking. And less of us were just indoctrinated and more humane in our thinking and just more like these sisters. If you're going to declare war on us, we're going to war back, motherfucker. We let God separate the good from the bad. It's shit heartbreaking, man. Trailhand Bill, y'all be good.
This is where it happened, in front of the church here in North Long Beach. The family of Brandon Boyd say he was the one that actually called police looking for help.
He never imagined they would slaughter him in front of the church that he grew up in.
Brandon Boyd's sisters are demanding transparency on how Long Beach police handled their brother's call for help on November 19th.
He was peaceful and in need of help. Despite this, the police decided to escalate the situation by deploying a flash grenade, a violent and unnecessary act that led to the fatal shooting of my big brother.
In a statement, Long Beach police say they are, quote, committed.
We don't need no cop statements, big dog. Earning the hate. You always hear them say when one of their own dies, something happens to them, we won't rest until we get justice. Y'all ain't gonna be satisfied until Americans start feeling the same way. Thank you if you made it this far. If you liked the video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you care to go a little further than that, maybe even subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out a few of the other videos on the channel. Either way, y'all be safe.